Everyone pictures a giant wooden horse rolled through the gates of Troy. But the closer you look at ancient sources and the dirt under Hisarlik, the less certain the horse becomes. Here is what the texts say, what the ground shows, and why the Trojan horse probably wasn't a horse at all. Start with the sources. Homer's Iliad does not show a wooden horse inside the walls. The Iliad ends before the sack. The horse story appears in later parts of the tradition. In Homer's Odyssey, there is a brief account of men hiding inside a wooden structure. Centuries later, Virgil's Aeneid gives the full theatrical version with Sinon, wheels, ropes, and the fatal mistake of dragging the object through the gate. Across these tellings, the point is the same. Deception, a sacred dedication to fool the defenders, and a surprise opening of the city. Now the archaeology. The site most scholars connect with Troy is at Hisarlik in modern Turkey. It shows multiple cities built on the same hill. One layer, often labeled Troy 6, ended with heavy earthquake damage. Another layer, Troy Sassin, shows cramped houses and signs of conflict and burning. That means there were both natural disasters and war in the late Bronze Age. No one has found planks from a huge hollow statue, which is not surprising in a windy, wet, and reused citadel. But we do see gates, walls, and ramps where a large wheeled object or a hauled frame could move. So what could the horse have been? First theory, a siege machine later remembered as a horse. Greek and Near Eastern armies used wheeled wooden devices to approach walls. Battering rams, mobile sheds, and early towers appear in later art and texts. Some Greek words for these engines are colorful, and later writers sometimes call rams wooden horses. It is not hard to imagine a covered ram pushed to the Scaean gate under a sacred pretext, then used to smash or spike the doors once a guard was bribed or tricked. In this reading, the horse is a framed device with wheels and hide coverings, a machine of wood that opened a city. Second theory, a ship hiding inside the story. In Greek, the word for horse is hippos, and the same root appears in ship nicknames. Traders and raiders gave their boats animal names. On pottery, you see prows carved like animal heads. In this view, a horse could mean a ship used for a stealth landing at night. The Trojans see a symbolic offering on shore. Meanwhile, a small force slips into the harbor, lands at a weak point, and opens a postern gate. Later, poets reframe the vessel as a giant statue to make the trick vivid. Third theory, an earthquake memory dressed as myth. Horses are linked with Poseidon, who is also a god of earthquakes. One Troy layer shows clear quake damage. If a major tremor weakened walls and towers, attackers could have taken the city soon after. Over generations, a story of Poseidon's horse bringing the walls down might shift into a literal horse that breaches the defenses. The memory of a natural event merges with a human victory to make a single legend. Which of these is most likely? We do not need to pick just one. Warfare in the late Bronze Age used deception, bribery, surprise landings, and battering devices. The texts insist on a ruse and a sacred cover story. The archaeology shows a place where gates could be forced and where disasters and fires both occurred. The simplest blend is this. A smaller Greek force remained nearby after a feigned withdrawal. A sacred offering disarmed suspicion. A gate team was tricked or bought. A mobile frame or quickly assembled ram helped force doors from the inside as companions rushed in. Later, poets made the vehicle a single memorable image, a towering wooden horse, what still stands against a literal horse. Practicality. Building and hollowing a statue big enough to hold dozens, then moving it over rough ground, then dragging it up to a gate without defenders noticing the axles and inner carpentry strains belief. A covered engine or a symbolic cart is easier to build and easier to wheel. A ship used as cover for a landing is easier still. What remains unknown? We do not have contemporary Trojan records telling their side. We do not have a smoking gun inscription that says, "We used a ram named Horse." We have strong layers of later poetry anchored by a real citadel with real scars. We have Hittite letters that likely reference Wilusa and Ahiawa, political names that echo the setting. We have a coast where fast ships and hidden landings make sense. The hard proof is the city's end. The rest is model building with the fragments we have. Here is the part to remember. The Trojan horse is a perfect symbol, not a blueprint. It encodes how cities fall, not only by force, but by trickery, openings from within, and bad timing. Whether the horse was a siege engine, a ship, or a story laid over an earthquake, the lesson is the same. Walls are strong. People and plans are stronger. Subscribe if you want tested history every week.